Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Islamic Preacher and Apologist. To the rest of you, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you all from whichever time zone you are. If you came to my channel through social media, please check the YouTube channel for the entire footage. Now let's begin. Today I'm going to be talking about the blind fans of DCCI Ministries, SOCO films and Pfander films. I will be showing you visual evidence of those speakers that work for these channels. At the same time, I will be refuting Apostate Prophet, who completely objected Brother Sajid for saying these people choose evil. I totally agree with the brother that those people that are astray have chosen this path, have chosen this particular state of mind. But let's first listen to what Apostate Prophet has to say.
In this video, Sajid asserts that many people in the world knowingly reject Islam. They know that Islam is true, but they reject it willingly. They choose disbelief. They choose hellfire. They choose evil, which is the title of his video.
Many people may simply be ignorant. They don't know about Islam and they need to be informed. There are definitely other people who knowingly reject it, and they want you to reject it. They're not ignorant of Islam. They simply hate it.
Now, Apostate had a problem with that. He tried to justify that people really don't believe in Islam, which is why they actually reject it. So now let me debunk him, refute him with evidence. I'm going to be exposing many people of Speaker's Corner. Please be patient with me. Now, this video actually has timestamps. Some of the people I'm going to bring back, so if you want to move on to the next person, please check the description box below. Who doesn't know Hatun Tash of Speaker's Corner? Hatun Tash of Speaker's Corner asks for reference that if you actually beat a woman, it has to be as heavy as a folded handkerchief or a miswak.
Right, but it does not mean like beat her violently. It does not mean beat her violently. Just like with miswak, there is a hadith that explains this.
Can you get that for me? I do have my own copy of Tafsir Tabari right here. I have access to the Arabic language, which you don't, David. Under verse number 34 in Surah An-Nisa, Ibn Abbas is asked, what is meant by a light beating? And he responds, it is a beating with a miswak, with a toothbrush, right? The same thing that David claims is a whitewashed version of Islam, something that supposedly doesn't exist in the sources.
But even before that, I created a video, Muhammad's Boom Boom Boom, in which I actually spoke about the same reference. Documentation from Muslim scholars who specifically mention the toothbrush, miswak, as the beating stick. As defined by hadith, it is not permissible to strike anyone's face, cause any bodily harm, or even be harsh. What the hadith qualified as darban ghayra mubarri, or light striking, was interpreted by early jurists as a symbolic use of miswak, a small natural toothbrush. Basic principles, Jamal Badawi, PhD Muslim. Now what you see in my hand right now is actually a miswak, and I'm going to strike it. It cannot be that Hatun Tash is unaware of this. It's impossible that she's unaware of this. She pretended not to know, made the Muslim look like a liar. However, in regards to this particular reference, this seems to be more connected with the last sermon. I later decided to watch nearly all of her videos in which she actually spoke about wife beating, and then I created an annihilatory response for her. And she will surely bring this topic up again and again. Wife beating, halala marriage, etc., etc.
And beat them. And this is not a beat with a handkerchief or with a toothbrush, but you beat in a way that she's in hospital.
Now, where is her reference for hospital? She clearly knows around 1,400 years ago, 1,500 years ago, hospitals were not that common. There were very few places in the entire world where hospitals were present. 9 months ago, she uploaded a video which said, Islam honors women. the misused Quranic verse is cleared up. On this video, she's confessing it has been cleared. And which Quranic verse she's talking about? The one on halala marriage, Surah 2 verse 230. Right, that was 9 months ago. You checked it, right? 2 months later, 7 months ago, she brings the same topic up again when she clearly said it's been cleared. If she was going to deny it, then why did she ask for reference is the question.
Let me tell you what is the wisdom Allah gives when there is a divorce.
No idea.
If the husband divorced the wife, then she's not lawful to him afterwards until she marries other than him. And that person is going to divorce the wife, and then she can go back to her first husband. For me to reconcile back with my husband, I need to go and have sex with a stranger, and that stranger, according to Islamic tradition actually, needs to taste my honey or my juice, then I can go back to my first husband.
Now this verse had been cleared off, but she brought it back again. On this video, which was uploaded 1 week ago, she challenges a boy next week bring up the genealogy to bring evidence that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has any connection with Prophet Abraham.
Nothing personal.
Muhammad is not the descendant of Abraham. That's what you're trying to say.
You are saying he is. I'm saying prove it to me. You made the claim. I've got the lineage in here. Give me the details now. We will break it down and then we will crush the back of Muhammad. I hear that like Muhammad is from Abraham, and then I look at the tradition. I see how Muhammad treated the lineage of Abraham awfully and disgustingly.
What's 100%
All I
true?
want to know is give me those names.
But what's 100% true?
So, you made a claim, Abraham comes all the way to Muhammad. So Muhammad
Show us the lineage of from
So you've got Muhammad, you've got Abdullah,
Yeah.
you've got Abdul Talib, you've got Hashim, who is before that?
Okay,
So you need to do your homework again.
When this particular Muslim comes back with the genealogy, with his homework, with his references, Hatun Tash or DCCI Ministries will not give you time. They would ask you for reference. When you come back with the reference, DCCI Ministries, Hatun Tash and etc. will ignore you. Because they're not interested in the answer, they're interested in misrepresenting Islam. Now, time to expose the person who's actually asking him to do his homework, which is Uncle Asif.
It says, Qul huwallahu ahad. Say, Allah, He is one. So
No. Ahad mean one of. Ahad mean one of, not Wahid. It's not Wahid. Wahid mean one.
means one.
Wahid mean one.
Okay.
Ahad mean one of.
Okay.
Let's read it. Kullu wallahu ahad. Say He is Allah, the one and only. The next translation. Kullu wallahu ahad. Say He is Allah, the one. Chapter 112. Kullu wallahu ahad. Say He is Allah who is one. But the golden question really is this. Did Uncle Asif not know this? Or is he ignorant? There is a 90% chance that he already knew this. 10% chance that he was ignorant. And I will explain why and how I believe that he already knew this. Uncle Asif is either of Pakistani or Indian origin and has a Muslim name. First, read this. Surah Ikhlas is commonly recited by Indian and Pakistani Muslims during the 5-time daily prayer. Let's read this. After Surah Fatiha, recite at least 3 short or 1 long ayat of the Holy Quran. In wajib, sunnat and nafil namaz, additional surah must be added in all rakat. Note, in farz namaz, additional surah is not added in the 3rd or 4th rakat. Apart from this, you can also recite other surah or ayats you may know. Surah Ikhlas, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid walam yulad, walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. This is a very short surah Let's read the translation. Say, He is Allah who is one, Allah the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent. Since Arabic is not the first language of Indian and Pakistani Muslims, they choose and prefer to recite one of the shortest surahs of the Holy Quran. You clearly saw how short this surah of the Holy Quran is. It is the most common surah of the Holy Quran, which is included in the 5-time daily prayer. So therefore, how is it possible that he got this one wrong? Either he is extremely illiterate or he is extremely ignorant. But how could this be possible when he is actually an information provider of Speaker's Corner? So the third option is that he is a deceiver. If you're thinking that he could not be a deceiver, there might be a misconception if you're thinking this way, then it was his duty, if he was seriously about guiding people, it was his duty to look up facts before becoming an information provider. He simply doesn't care about guiding people to the straight path. But there is another mistake that Uncle Asif makes in the performing salah range when he is an information provider. He forgets that Muslims mention their lineage in their salah, in their prayer.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد المجيد.
Jum'ah, I finish with الصلاة الإبراهيمية.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وإنك حميد مجيد.
This is something that even children know, but Uncle Asif is an uncle and an information provider. The highest level possibility which is present now is that he is intentionally lying. If he truly is ignorant, then my response to this would be that I can see now why you became a Trinitarian. But whatever it is, he wants to be in that state of mind. On this particular YouTube video, I completely debunked him on his genealogy claim. It's in the description box if or when needed. The second biggest Islamic critic in the world after David Wood is Apostate. He also confessed this.
Today I want to talk about the most essential ethical principles of Abrahamic religion, whatever. When speaking of Abrahamic religion, people majorly speak of 3 religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam.
Let me embarrass Uncle Asif a little bit further on.
Then I recite any surah or other passage.
Usually, non-Arab Muslims or children recite Surah Ikhlas because it's short and easy to remember, but it's very complicated for Uncle Asif of Speaker's Corner, who made this major mistake before Uncle Uthman. Please forward him this.
I recite now Suratul Ikhlas.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد.
It says, Kul huwallahu ahad. Say, Allah, He is one. So
No. Ahad mean one of. Ahad mean one of, not wahid. It's not wahid.
Your Uncle Asif, who's an information provider, got foundational level wrong. That is hilarious. But please forward him this link. Learn how to pray with Rami. Learn Salah for kids. Next up is Bob the Builder. No, not him. That's Arul, his chocolatey version look-alike. Let's look at what he did in Speaker's Corner. His debate with Mohammed Hijab.
Shall we go and do a wrap-up? Okay. Let's move away from the... In fact, let's do it here, yeah. So, guys, what you saw, guys. But the Quran claims that there are 0 errors in it. None, nada, 0, nada. 0. But it contradicts reality. It says the sun sets in a puddle of mud. It says that bones came before flesh. It says that the earth was flat, like a bed. The reality is that Muslims have to dig their Quran out of what it says by saying something that the Quran does not say.
And then so after mudgha you have alaqa, which is a clot, and then after alaqa you have idam, which is bones, yeah, and then you have after that flesh.
Okay.
So
right.
5.
Now, again, just like the Muslim brother before him, without any prompting from me, no prompting from me at all, Muhammad said you have bones, then flesh. Now, guys, it is a simple fact of embryology, and you can all go and Google it right now. No embryologist argues that bones become flesh. Not anyone that is respectable. Hijab has said bones then flesh.
Yes, yes.
And it is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. A fact that you can check for yourselves that bones and flesh grow together. JC, focus.
No, they don't.
Okay? They grow together. They grow at the same time.
Guys, calm down.
They grow at the same time.
Guys, calm down.
From the mesoderm.
Guys, calm down. Yes,
So when the Quran says that bones grow with flesh, it's wrong for 2 reasons.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Firstly, there is no ossification at this point. It's cartilage. It's not bone.
That's false.
Ossification comes later.
That's actually false.
Comes later. And it isn't that the bones grow independently from the flesh.
No, by the way,
they grow together. Why are you interrupting? They grow together, and this is why the Quran is wrong, because it stages it, and he admitted it.
Fine.
Bones then flesh. Your response?
Okay, he said there's no ossification. Ossification is when bone forms, and this is also referred to as osteogenesis, okay? He also said bones then flesh. Now let's be very clear. The word bones in Arabic is idam. Now, the word in the ayah was idam. The word idam in the Arabic language includes cartilage, by the way. How do we know that? If you look at the Arabic lexicons, and I can give you the names of them if you like.
I'd like you to pull it up.
Yeah, it's Lisan al-Arab from Ibn Manzur.
Yeah, no, can you pull it up? Can we see it?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, let's pull it.
It is in Fairuz Abadi's Qamus al-Muhit, volume 1, page 840. Which is cartilage, is bone and cartilage can be used synonymously. He said that ossification doesn't happen. That's absolutely absurd.
No, I didn't say that.
No, he did say it at this point. He did say that.
He didn't say that.
He said
No, he didn't say that.
No.
For 2 reasons.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Firstly, there is no ossification at this point. It's cartilage. It's not bone.
That's false.
Ossification comes later.
That's actually false. Excuse me. He said, guy, calm down, because he's saying that there's no reference. I've got a book called The Fundamentals of Human Embryology. Be quiet, please. The Fundamentals of Human Embryology.
Printed where, please?
Okay, I'll tell you. Page 148. This is a book that is used by biologists. Look, page 148. Listen to what it said. Soon after the cartilaginous models of the bones have been established, the myogenic cells, which have now become myoblasts, aggregate to form muscle masses on the ventral and dorsal aspects of the limbs. These muscle masses in the relevant compartments form the flexors and extensors of the joints. Rotator muscles are also formed so that flexors and pronatators are related and extenders are and supinators are related. Now this is very, very clear to me. When somebody is a layman when it comes to science, and is a layman when it comes to philosophy, and is a layman when it comes to Islamic theology, and is a layman when it comes to the Arabic language, has the audacity to come and stand. Wait, excuse me. Calm down.
He then talked about the flat earth. Here's what I say. Whereas there are scholars in the first 300 years of Islam who looked at the Quran itself and deduced from that the earth is round. Ibn Munada being one of them, who Ibn Taymiyyah mentions in Kitab al-Arsh, and that is something that is there. Ibn Hazm being another one who quotes chapter 39 verse 5, يُكَوِّرُ اللَّيْلَ عَلَى النَّهَارِ وَيُكَوِّرُ النَّهَارَ عَلى اللَّيْلِ وَسَخَّرَ الشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ كُلٌّ يَجْرِي لِأَجْلِ مُسَمَّى. Chapter 39 verse 5. And listen, this is takwir, comes from the Arabic word kura, which means ball. Be quiet.
Now time to deconstruct the other Bob the Builder, the Arul of Speaker's Corner.
As you are a Christian, where does Christ ever claim and state and say in an ambiguous term that he is God?
Muslims,
are you allowed to say? Are you allowed to answer this question?
I asked for the answer.
I wasn't interested in your discussion.
What pre-Islamic
I wasn't interested in zombies and pre-Islamic evidence.
Arul diverts Brother Mansoor simply because he could not answer the most important question of Christianity.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Unfortunately, you haven't done a good job in answering my interrogation. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 2, where it talks about going the way of the Amalekites and don't leave anything alive, and even the donkey, women, children, and even the donkey. And other places it says kill everything. So actually, the injunctions in Numbers chapter 31, verse 18, are a step down, even though they mean captivity for women. They're a step down from what we find in 1 Samuel 15. Because in 1 Samuel 15, we see everybody's genocided and everybody's killed. But if you believe that Jesus is inseparable from the Trinity, then you believe that he was the author of the Old Testament, which means that at least at one point in time, he must have ordered Moses to do those genocides and kill those children and kill those animals. In fact, racial slavery, which he had the audacity to accuse our Prophet of, despite the fact that he's the only man, and Islam is the only religion which categorically forbids racism, and I say that to you, get me one verse of the Bible which has the equivalent of saying racism is wrong. I can get you a hadith straight away. La fadla li Arabiyyin ala ajami. That there's no virtue over an Arab over a non-Arab, or a black man over a white man, and that the best of you are those most in virtue. Get me the equivalent of that in the Bible. We find the opposite in the Bible. Genesis chapter 9, verse number 22, we find the curse of Ham. Noah had 3 sons, and the biblical exegete said the curse of Ham was that he was cursed with black skin, curly hair, and slavery. Can't come to me and talk about slavery. You can't come to me and talk about racism. Because the Bible, there is nothing in the Bible that forbids racism. You haven't actually had any response for that which I've mentioned, which is that Jesus Christ, who is meant to be inseparable from the body of the Trinity, he is inseparable from the Trinity. He is the one who commanded to genocide and to enslave. You'll find in Numbers 31:18, you'll find in Deuteronomy chapter 21:10, you'll find in 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 2, and moreover, it's something you will not be able to find in the Bible a single verse which has condemnatory tone or an explicit remark relating to racism being a bad thing. We have mentioned that there are opinions of the Salaf that say that a slave can literally force themselves out of slavery through ransom. It's called mukataba. فَكَاتِبُوهُمْ إِنْ عَلِمْتُمْ فِيهِمْ خَيْرًا. That give them mukataba, ransom, if they know good, if you know good in them. And according to a Qurtubi, that some Salaf said this is by way of wujub, which means it's obligatory, even if the slave master didn't want it. Which is, if this opinion is respected, as good as abolition. This is as good as abolition. Where does it say you can have sex with slaves at any time and all the stuff that you're talking about? It doesn't say that at all. All it says is that you're not allowed to marry a woman who's married except what your right hand possesses. What your right hand possesses doesn't mean that you can have sex with them whenever you want.
I have already created a refutation video regarding this particular topic. Please check the description box below once this video is over.
It's number one, you have the verse in Numbers 31:18. We have Deuteronomy 21:10. And there's other verses. There's so many of them that I can't even enumerate them in the short space that I have today. You know, he said that the Quran says that disbelievers are like cattle. It doesn't say that. It says, Belhum illa kal an'ami, belhum adallu sabila. That they are like cattle. No. They are more astray than the cattle. And as we've seen today,
worse than cattle. Worse than cattle.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? As we've seen today,
Right. Last week, Jay Smith said that he could not eat ham or pork products in Harrow, anywhere in Harrow, because the Muslims had stopped him eating ham or pork products. This is a lie. You can look at it on YouTube. You can look at it on my.
So that in my area in Harrow, all the shops only serve halal meat. I cannot find ham anymore in Harrow.
3 little piggies made a little plan, and they talked all this stuff to ambush us, to surprise us. They thought they were going to take us by storm and shut down our da'wah, and this is what they planned.
will confront him. In due course, in God's timing, I will confront him. And I'll make sure there are cameras to record the encounter.
Okay. We don't think of the persons as divisible. Okay. There's a hypostatic distinction. Now, if you're familiar with...
Actually, I was interested in watching the debate between you guys.
Well, I wasn't in the debate.
To get a little bit of a backstory from your side.
Yeah,
actually, as to what actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I wasn't in the debate.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everything's building block from that original water. From that water, then develop different things. Okay? Like I said, don't take water to be like a river. From that,
so everything's made from the water. No, I'm trying to clarify. I didn't understand.
Let me finish.
Everything's made from that water.
I'll let you.
Just yes or no.
Right. Let me explain it if you don't mind. Like see, I was trying to help you. So if you want to understand, you got to listen and then ask.
Okay, let's read the verse again, verbatim. Okay. See, this is why you're ashamed of the Bible. And if a man, and you're listening, sir, because you're recording this, I want you to know what you're promoting.
And now I'm checking out his own channel, as you can see, and he's getting humiliated in the comments section in his own very own YouTube channel. Bible is not my area. This man is not a joke, but he is the whole circus.
Remains alive a day or two, just remains alive. He shall not be punished. No punishment. He shall not be punished. This is Bible that he wants to dodge.
David is getting absolutely demolished left, right and center. Thank you for creating more reverts. David, let alone the Sheikh, looks like you're getting slaughtered in the comment section too. What about some people in my comment section? I will talk about them. When I created this video, somebody said, without lies, Islam dies. When the fact is that when I created this video, before even saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, I showed evidence. Now, the thing is, even with the evidence, this person is saying, without lies, Islam dies. If this person says to me, well, I'm talking about the testimony of Brother Shamsi or Brother Ali Dawah, then what would you have to say about this Christian woman? Now you're going to even deny to me and say she's not Christian. Well, then watch this. According to my observation, this woman looks the same.
26. Okay, let me finish that. Otherwise we get distracted. Let me finish that. All right, 26. Yeah.
You understand a false God or false prophet.
Here.
That's why I want to hear about
read Acts. Here. I want here. Acts 3:26.
So one thing I have proven with all of the evidences, these people are in denial. I challenge you, haters of Islam, Islamophobes, to create a similar video like this one against the Muslims. So what is a video on the same wavelength as this one, where a knowledgeable Muslim asks a question to a knowledgeable Christian, such as, when did Jesus say, I am God, worship me? And the reply has to be unambiguous, and the Christian actually responded, shaming the Muslim. A statement such as, I and the Father are one, could mean one in purpose, but not to be taken literally. If Jesus is going to be sitting on the right-hand side of God, that could be referred to being his right-hand man. The Bible was given to Jesus, the Torah was given to Moses, the Quran was given to Prophet Muhammad. This could be referred to any one of these three who is actually given the book. In the Bible, there are sons by the tons. Claims such as I and the Father are working together, that could be referred to a technical team working together. Like, for example, in a hierarchy, people work together, but not everyone is in the same position. So I challenge you to compile a video in which knowledgeable Muslims either A, ran away from a debate because there was no answer at all, neither on Google nor YouTube. And I'm not looking for the following example.
Behind the veils like Allah is not gonna help you. Hiding behind the veils like Allah is not going to help you. Sir, can you please tell me about the different Arabic Qurans and the holes in the narrative?
The reason behind running away from a debate are three. 1. Person doesn't have an answer. May lack knowledge. 2. There is no answer anywhere in Google or on YouTube. 3. Doesn't want to answer. It's already been addressed. So, for example, Hatun keeps on bringing this, why there are different types of Quran. She also, 3 years ago, 26 different Qurans she actually deals with Mansoor Ahmad. And 4 years ago, Muhammad Hijab even covered this. And even 10 months ago, this matter has been cleared. So the challenge is very straightforward and very simple, where professional Muslims did not respond simply because there was no answer. There was no answer either on Google or either on YouTube. Principle number 2, before compiling the video, you should not be hypocritical. For example, if you ask a Muslim, how did God create Eve from Adam's rib? When the same thing is also biblical. According to the 2nd chapter of Genesis, Eve was created by God, Yahweh, by taking her from the rib of Adam to be Adam's companion. Refutation video links created by Muslims are actually in the description box below to show you that there was actually an answer. If you either refuse to watch these links or argue after watching these links, it means that you have chosen to be on the wrong path. I have already exposed your masters. Now what's going to be obvious is you.
You know, so my brothers and sisters, even if she's outside, walk away as if you never see her. You know, when you see feces, are you going to stand and talk to feces? No, you walk away. I have no respect for her. This woman, I have respect for other Christians who come here. Even the missionaries, I have respect for them. I will not refer to them as a feces or other than that, no. However, this individual, she has no respect for my beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ.
So if you can compile a video, a non-hypocritical video, where the Muslim does not have an answer, should not be that they don't want to answer, and should not be that the individual doesn't have an answer, then please present it if you can. Thank you for watching. See you later. Take care and goodbye.